We're joined by the chairman, Representative James Comer, Republican of Kentucky. Welcome, sir. What was it like today with that guy in the room?
Well, it's pretty shocking. Here we have the White House physician for the past 4 years. Everyone in America now knows that there was a probable cover-up of Joe Biden's mental decline. Here's an opportunity for the doctor to come clean and defend all the reports that he issued saying Joe Biden was in perfect health. And instead of answering the questions, he invoked the Fifth Amendment time after time. And it was very clear. His lawyers finally said after about 14 times where he pled the Fifth Amendment that you can ask questions all day long. He's not going to answer any questions. He's going to continue to invoke his Fifth Amendment right. So it's pretty disappointing, but our investigation moves forward, and we're going to get to the bottom of who is authorizing the use of the auto pen, and we'll determine whether or not Joe Biden knew what was actually signed using his name.
Let's listen to him actually do that, where he's put specific question. This is C02.
Dr. O'Connor, were you ever told to lie about the president's health?
On the advice of counsel, I must respectfully decline to answer based upon the physician-patient privilege and in reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. I am not a lawyer. I must follow my lawyer's advice in this matter.
It seems like, the Fifth Amendment, that's about self-incrimination. He's asked if somebody told you to lie. That would be incriminating somebody else. He probably could have or should have, right?
Yeah, that's not a difficult question. And that's a question he knew he was going to be asked. And he still declined to answer it. Most people that plead the Fifth have some type of criminal liability. And that's why they invoke the Fifth Amendment. So with this being, as many are saying, including President Trump, the biggest scandal in the history of the presidency, the cover-up of Joe Biden's mental decline, here's his physician who had the opportunity to come clean and defend his medical reputation, and defend all the reports he issued saying Joe Biden was in perfect physical health. He couldn't even answer a question as to whether or not he was told to lie about the president's health. He was asked another question. Do you think that Joe Biden was mentally able to fulfill the duties of the presidency? And he invoked the Fifth Amendment on that. I mean, it's astonishing to see, and it adds more fuel to the fire that there was a cover-up, and this is, as President Trump says, the biggest political scandal in the history of the White House.
Depending who's doing the questioning, the Fifth Amendment, the FBI, they're famous for those perjury traps. Sometimes the Fifth Amendment comes in handy, but let's hear another example, another direct question, C02A. The question is fascinating, actually, and gives us context.
Dr. O'Connor, did you ever believe the president was unfit to execute his duties as president?
On the advice of counsel, I must respectfully decline to answer based on the physician-patient privilege and in reliance on my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. I'm not a lawyer, and I must follow my lawyer's advice in this matter.
Yeah, just like you said. But, hey, how about this? Why didn't he ever talk about the doctor-patient confidentiality? Is that a law or an oath, or does it come under the Hippocratic thing, or did he talk about that at all?
There is a thing. You have HIPAA laws and things like that, but this is the President of the United States. The American people deserve to know whether or not the President of the United States has cancer. The American people deserve to know whether or not the President of the United States is in mental decline or in the early stages of dementia. These are all things that people are speculating now. More and more every day. More and more evidence comes forward. More and more former Biden staffers are writing books. And we're going to bring more and more of the Biden inner circle in for depositions like what you saw today. So the evidence is clear that Joe Biden was in a steep mental decline and that there was a cover-up. And what Dr. O'Connor did today was just continue to add fuel to that fire. And it's not a question of doctor-patient confidentiality. When you ask a question, were you ever told to lie about the president's health? That has nothing to do with HIPAA laws or anything else. And he could have answered that question. He knew he was going to get asked that question, but instead he hid behind the Fifth.
Well, it was a cover-up, and they had a lot of people helping him with the cover-up. CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, all of them, New York Times. Conservative media, though, especially here. We saw it, and we reported on it. How could you not? The American people saw it. A lousy cover-up, but a cover-up nonetheless. Congressman James Comer, let's just put this list up. You've got a lot of people coming to you in the next couple of weeks. Everybody from the press office, C04, if you don't mind, to Jeffrey Zients, the chief of staff. Has Zients been in yet, the chief of staff? That guy was very, very low profile, but very, very powerful. The lower right guy with the gray hair.
Yeah, they haven't been in yet, but we plan on bringing them all in. We have dates set for 9 more people. We're waiting to hear back from 5 more. So we're going to hear from every single person that was in the senior White House position, and especially those that were in the Biden inner circle. And if they point to other people like Joe Biden or Hunter Biden as to having played a role in the cover-up, then we'll bring them in as well.
Excellent. Keep it up. Congressman Jim Comer, Republican of Kentucky, chair of that House Oversight Committee. Thank you, sir.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.